He's a television personality. He's committed to motivating and training today's generations of achievers. He introduces new audience every day to It's Not Over Until You Win, Up Thoughts for Down Times, and Fight for Your Dreams. You know, I first heard of Les Brown. I heard him back at a company that we were working for back in the early 90s, and Shirley was there when Les Brown spoke to us, and I was captivated from the moment that he opened his mouth. He's an amazing individual. He's an amazing advocate for this business, and we are privileged to have him here today. So if you will give him a huge Plexus welcome. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Les Brown. Woo! I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't.
Thank you. Let's give a tremendous round of applause to all of the top performers that crossed the stage today. Please give them a tremendous round of applause. And to all the powerful presenters, Troy Doley, and all the people who came out and just provided ideas and strategies and techniques and how to grow your business, give them a tremendous round of applause. How many of you have major goals you'd like to achieve? Raise your hands, please. Very good. Shake someone's hand on your right and left, look them in the eyes and say, you have greatness in you. Do that right now. Say, you have greatness in you.
You have greatness in you.
You have greatness in you. You have greatness in you. You have greatness in you.
You have greatness in you.
You have greatness in you. Do you have a charger on you?
No, I mean I do, but I don't have a plug.
Yes.
Do you have the plug?
You have greatness in you. And many times we need to be reminded of that. And many times we need people in our lives that can see that in us and remind us of that. I'd like to introduce you to the person in my life who is the love of my life, but also a business partner. She is a wellness and corporate lifestyle executive, and she is a person who is an MD, medical doctor, and a PhD in integrative medicine, Dr. Julie Van Putten. Give her a round of applause right here, please. How many of you have children? Raise your hands, please. Very good. My children are here with me, and Patrick and Serena and John Leslie, give them a round of applause, please. They've been with me a long time in this business. I want you to think about your goals and dreams. You're going through a lot of training, exposed to a lot of information, and it's for a purpose. So I want you to think about some goals and dreams in 3 areas. Number 1, a personal goal. What's a personal goal that you'd like to achieve? That the time that you've invested, the things that you've learned, and when you leave here, going into action, working on these things. What's a personal goal? My first personal goal was to buy my mother a home. I'm adopted. I'm one of 7 children that she adopted. I feel like Abraham Lincoln, who said, all that I am and all that I ever hope to be, I owe to my mother. I was born in an abandoned building on a floor in a poor section of Miami, Florida called Liberty City, along with a twin brother, and we were adopted by Mrs. Mamie Brown. Mom only had a 3rd grade education. She never had any children herself, but she always wanted children. And so I was among the 7 that she adopted. Now, which one am I, on your right or on your left? I'm the cute one, yes. No, I'm on your right. And so Mama was a domestic worker. She worked on Miami Beach for wealthy families. She cooked for families. And we ate the food left over from the families that she cooked for. They would say, Mamie, whatever food is left over, you can pack it up and take it home to those children that you have adopted. They were very kind and generous. She cooked for these families and she kept their children. And we wore the hand-me-down clothes of the children that she kept. And I was captivated by these big, beautiful mansions that Mama cleaned. And I would go to work with her. Now you say, Mama, what is it, Leslie? One day, when I become a man, I want to buy you a big, beautiful home just like this. When will I be a man? She said, when you turn 18. And so I was looking forward to that. I said, when I turn 18, I said, you'll never pay another bill. When I turn 18, I'm going to sit you down. When I turn 18, I'm going to buy you a home. How many of you have somebody that you'd like to do something special for that you love? Raise your hands, please.
Yes.
Very good. I'm going to share with you how you can make that happen. And so in my environment, dreaming was not something that people did a lot. But something happened for me. They say coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. I don't believe there's any accident that you're here right now. That I realize now, everything that I've experienced, all the seminars that I went to, all the books that I've read, all the cassette tapes that I listened to, contributed to my being who I am right now. And what happened was that Mama worked for a man named Mrs. Swiderski, and every day, Mrs. Swiderski listened to motivational messages. He listened to these cassette tapes, and before then, reel to reel. I had shiny shoes. Leslie, come in here and shine my shoes. Yes, sir. And his wife would say, don't yell at him like that. But I didn't mind that, because he should have. I didn't shine his shoes as well as I could have, because I knew he would ask me to come back in, and I would spend more time in his office, and I could hear these messages that was really programming and restructuring my thinking. As you think about your goals and dreams, I want you to think about it. One, goal that you want to do something for someone that's personal to you. Two, your financial freedom goal. And that's what I did. I was thinking about buying my mother a home as I listened to these recordings, and I thought about how much money that I wanted to earn. When I was a kid, they used to have a program on television called The Millionaire. John Beresford Tifton. Michael Anthony would give $1 million to a family every week. And when the program would go off, I would run to the door. Somebody rung the door. And Mama said, where are you going? I said, I think that's the man with the check. She said, if he had $1 million in Liberty City, he would never get here. He'd get robbed first. So I want you to think about your financial freedom goal. People say, money won't make you happy, but everybody want to find out for themselves. A friend of mine, Rita Davenport, said money is not important, but it's right up there with oxygen, you know. And let me tell you something, fellas, even if you're as humble as I am, you got some money, women will find something cute on you. Oh, he's got eyelashes like Tom Cruise, honey. You know?
He's one of my favorites.
I used to be so broke, I'd walk past the bank and trip the alarm. Creditors would call the house, and my children would answer the phone and say, my daddy say he ain't home. I want you to also think about not only somebody that you'd like to do something personal for and your financial freedom number, and be clear about what that is. And I don't want you to limit yourself. I want you to increase that by 100. And don't worry about how you're going to do it. How is none of your business. My favorite book says, lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. And I want you to think about your social contribution. I believe that we live in the greatest country in the world that gives us an opportunity to leave a legacy, to make a difference in people's lives. Horace Mann said we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. And one of the causes I believe in is breast cancer. Mama was a 22-year breast cancer conqueror. And because of God's grace and mercy, I'm a 20-year prostate cancer conqueror. And trust me, it's better to be seen than to be viewed. Some of you will get that later on, you know. So as you think about your goals and dreams, let us say together, as you think about them, let us say with conviction, it's possible.
It's possible.
Say it again like you mean it.
It's possible.
When you leave here, all the training, all the information, and the things that you've been exposed to, what's most important is that you start feeding your mind information that says it's possible. Information that will give you a sense of optimism. Had an opportunity to speak to some of the top performers, and it was really exciting just spending time with Celeste, who's a double diamond. Yes, give her a round of applause for that. And spending time with Sarah and Rebecca and Sheila. And one of the things that I noticed about them was the confidence, the positiveness, the spirit that we can do this, and also the love for the people that they work with, and a feeling that we all have the opportunity to make a difference in life. And I can just tell you, based upon my own experience, when I think about my own life, I limited myself for years because of my mindset. And the training that you're going through, the leadership that you have, is designed to expose your mind and to expand your mind. And I remember one of the first people to begin to really impact my life. I eulogized him a few weeks ago, Mr. Leroy Washington. I never forget when I walked in his classroom and he said, "Young man, go to the board and work this problem out for me." I said, "Oh, sir, I can't do that. I'm here to see MacArthur Stevens. I'm not one of your students." He said, "Look at me." I said, "Yes, sir. Go to the board and work the problem out anyhow." I said, I can't do that, sir." He said, "Why not?" And the other students started laughing, saying, "He's Leslie. He's got a twin brother, Wesley. His brother's smart. He's DT." He said, "What's DT?" "He's a dumb twin." And the kids erupted in laughter, as some of you did just now. And I said, "I am, sir." And he came from behind his desk and he looked at me. He said, "Don't ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality." And that was a turning point in my life. On one hand, I was humiliated. But on the other hand, I was liberated because he looked at me with the eyes of Goethe, who said, "Look at a man the way that he is, he only becomes worse. But look at him as if he were what he could be, then he becomes what he should be." And that was a turning point in my life because when I was in the 5th grade, I was labeled educable mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade, failed again when I was in the 8th grade. I had no college training. But this man, he taught me some things that I'm going to share with you that dramatically changed my life. And things that's already a part of who you are. You and I are cut from the same cloth. We're branches of the same tree. How many of you have invested time and energy talking to people about this opportunity to change their lives and they said no? Raise your hands, please. And the reason they said no and you said yes is because they're suffering from possibility blindness. The reason that you said yes is because you have an awareness inside of you that says, "I can do this. I'm willing to test myself. I'm willing to reinvent myself." See, most people who say no, they don't know that in the next 10 years, over 1/3 of the jobs that are available now will not be around. They'll be eliminated through what they call mechanized intelligence, technology. That in order to make it today, you have to be adventurous. In order to make it today, you've got to be willing to die to who you are now to give birth to who you must become. In order to make it today, you've got to be willing to learn some new strategies on how you can provide for yourself and the people that you care about. One surgery. I was in a meeting the other day. The guy said, one surgery. All of us are just one surgery from bankruptcy. One sickness can just break you. And says you look at yourself, look at your goals, you made the right decision to say that I'm going to find a way that I can control my own future. You are different. You're unique. Don't be surprised and discouraged when you run into a lot of no's and a lot of rejections. And people will say, "Oh, that's some pyramid scheme. Oh, I tried that. It did not work." Don't be surprised. And don't be discouraged by that. You said yes. Why? Because there's something in you that says, "I can do better than what I'm now doing." There's something in you. I'll never forget when Mama said, "Leslie, I heard you quit your job at Sears." "Why?" "Because, Mama, I want to buy your home, and I'm not making enough money to do that." She said, "But you had benefits. You had a good job." I said, "I know, Mama, but it's not me. It's not me. What are you going to do? I'm not sure. But I can't do this anymore." Have you ever been in that kind of place? Raise your hands, please. That you just said, "I can't do this anymore." And I'm saying to you, Don't lose that. You're different. One great American said, I choose not to be a common man. It's my right to be uncommon if I can. I seek opportunity, not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dull by having the state look after me. I want to take the calculated risk, to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to live from hand to mouth. I prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment to the still calm of utopia. I will never stop pursuing my dream. Give yourself a round of applause for being uncommon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. And so most people, because they are victims of weapons of mass distractions, locked into what the latest television series is, Scandal, while they're living a scandalous life. They're caught up in the things that they see every day. They're distracted. But you're here. Why? One focus. You're here. Why? One dream. You're here. Why? One goal. You're here. Why? A vision. One vision to move your life from where it is now to what you envision for it to be in the future. And you're willing to put in the time. You're willing to put in the work. You're willing to put in the effort. And trust me on this. You will find a lot of naysayers. But I can tell you, based upon my own experience, all of the efforts, all of the rejections, all the no's that you encounter, it's worth it. I can tell you. Let us say together, it's possible.
It's possible.
Let us say together, it's necessary.
It's necessary.
See, when you leave here, the people who are going to make their dreams come true are the people who will say that it's necessary. It's not a wish. It's necessary. Because you're not mentally fit to work for somebody for the rest of your life. It's necessary. Because you've got goals and dreams and you're not willing to compromise. It's necessary that you go all out. A.L. Williams said, all you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough. But make sure you do all you can do. I never forget, 14 years I didn't do what I'm doing now. And Mike Williams said, Brownie, you can do more than be a disc jockey. I said, what else can I do? Oh man, you like to make people laugh. You got a funny laugh. You like to talk to people. You go to juvenile detention centers and schools and you speak all the time. You go to those motivational sessions and you listen to Zig Ziglar and Tony Robbins and all those people. You can do that too. And I said, but man, I don't have a college education and I never worked for a major corporation. He says, Brownie, all of us are born the same way, dumb, naked, and speechless. You can learn. How many of you had somebody see something in you that you didn't see in yourself? Raise your hands, please. And so I just could not see that in myself. And then something happened. I was working WBKO radio station, and then I ran for the Ohio legislature and was elected, and I got a call. And the call said, Leslie, yes, are you standing up or sitting down? Standing up, sit down. Why? Mama is sick. She's got breast cancer. And we're going to put her in a nursing home. She can't take care of herself. And I said, no. I said, we knew you would say that. Margaret, get on the phone. I said, listen to me. No. I said, I had a problem. How can one woman raise 7 children who couldn't take care of themselves, but 7 grown people couldn't take care of one woman? I had a problem with that. But they didn't say no to be unkind or inconsiderate or unappreciative. They knew that they couldn't afford it. And so I resigned immediately from the Ohio legislature. I went back to Miami. I was there within 3 days. When I rung the doorbell, a friend of Mama's named Mrs. Mildred said, Mamie? She said, Leslie's here. I could hear Mama's voice in the background saying, I knew he would come. I knew he would come. And when I came in the house, I said, you're not going anywhere. I said, you're going to be just fine. And so because I told Mom when I was 10, I said, I'll take care of you. You will never go in a nursing home. I said, when I become a man, I will be there for you like you were for us. How many of you have someone you want to be there for? Raise your hands, please. Very good. Now repeat after me, please. It's necessary
It's necessary
that I develop myself,
that I develop myself,
that I upgrade my skills,
that I upgrade my skills,
that I develop new relationships.
that I develop new relationships.
Yeah, and this is what you're doing. I'm speaking to the choir. You're developing yourself. You've been going to sessions and learning new techniques and strategies and how to begin to expand your network, because your network determines your net worth. And you are learning new ways to create income for yourself. You're not working around and sitting around waiting for somebody to do something to you. You are working to do something for yourself. You're preparing yourself for the future. And let me share something with you. I'm 70 years old. Let me share something with you, what I can tell you based upon reality. I look good for 70, though, don't I? And I must share with you, I don't dye my hair because I have an allergic reaction to dye. But can I share a secret with you? I do use mascara to cover the gray. My children said, Daddy, you look distinguished with your gray hair. I said, at 70, I'm not trying to look distinguished. I'll try to look young. You're going to need a paintbrush, all right?
You have to watch his video.
But I've got to share this with you. I had to speak in the Georgia Dome before 80,000 people. Now, I want you to write this down. Les Brown, Motivational.com. I'm not making this up. You can go there and see it. Les Brown, Motivational.com. And you see a variety of other motivational videos. So at the end of my presentation, a person came back and said, oh, Mr. Brown, our speaker canceled on us. Do you have enough energy to give another speech? I said, no, I'm tired. They said, we can pay your full fee. I said, the Lord is able. Red Fox said, money can't buy you happiness, but it can make a big down payment, right? So they took me over to the Georgia World Congress Center, and I looked in the room. It was very intimate. They're close to the stage. I said, excuse me just a moment. I said, let me go in the restroom. So I went in the restroom, and I started covered up a little bit. I've been sweating out, getting it together before I went in the room. So she wanted everybody to know she knew me. She said, there he is, Les Brown. And so when I came up on the platform, she kissed me on the cheek. I kissed her on the cheek and left this big black smudge on her face. So I didn't know what to do, so I just sat down. So people down front started saying, there's something on your face. She looked at me, she said, what are they saying? I said, I don't know. So finally, a lady came down, opened up her purse, gave her a mirror. She looked at the mirror, saw the big black smudge on her face. She said, how did this get here? I said, I don't know. You think maybe this rubs off? I share that with you because now I use waterproof mascara. Sometimes a man's got to do what he's got to do. But you got to have strong self-esteem to expose these beauty secrets in the public, all right? So, as I looked at my life and I did this presentation, here's something I want you to think about. Let us say together, it's me.
It's me.
See, all of us can point our finger at the economy, at the politicians, for the hardships and the experiences that we go through, or saying we don't have enough jobs, or the global economy. All of us can find something that we can point our finger at. But ultimately, I think that George Bernard Shaw was right. He said the people that make it in this world, they look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them. And this is what you have done. When you said yes, you decided, I'm going to create something that will allow me to be financially independent. You decided, I'm going to build an organization that will allow me to be in charge of my financial future. You decided, I'm going to live my life victoriously, not going through life being a victim. Give yourselves a round of applause for taking responsibility for your life. Turn your energy level up. Turn your energy level up. Let us say together, it's possible.
It's possible.
I can live my dream.
I I can live my dream.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
It's non-negotiable.
It's non-negotiable.
It's me.
It's me.
It's hard.
It's hard.
See, I didn't do what I'm doing now for 14 years because I knew it would be hard. For me to compete with people with MBAs and PhDs, for me to develop a level of credibility that I could speak for AT&T, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's Corporation, General Electric, IBM, Xerox, and these are clients that I have now. I knew it would be hard. And then my mentor said something to me. That's real. He said, Les, he said, if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy.
That's what Blue says. He says, if you want to win easy,
It's not
if you
easy
work
facing
easy,
rejections day in and day
winning
out.
is-
It's not easy being around negative, toxic people, many times your relatives, people who will benefit from your efforts, telling you can't do it. It's not easy. Am I correct on that? It's hard to have the courage to keep pushing forward. People you thought you can depend on, people who you thought would be a real good go-getter, had the personality, had the charisma, had all of the qualities that's required for building an organization. They said, you can count on me. And after 3 or 4 rejections, they quit. It's hard. And it's easy to quit. But I can just share this with you, and you know this already. When you have a dream, be clear about why you're doing this. You gotta know, because some tough times are going to come. Tough times are going to come. When Mama was diagnosed with breast cancer, that was tough for me. That's hard. And my best friend, he was waiting on a liver transplant. That's a hard blow. And then I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, PSA 2,400, and 1 to 4 is normal. That was hard. And as you look at yourself, look at your goals. Life is challenging. You know, Forrest Gump was right. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. My favorite book says, think it not strange that you face the fiery furnaces of this world. You will, not you might, you will have tribulations. But there's something in you that said, if it's hard, then I will do it hard. There's something in you that says, I'm not giving up on my dream. There's something in you that says, I'm not giving up on my family. I'm not giving up on the things that I want to do. I'm not giving up on creating a new life for myself. I'm not going to stop. There's something in you at the cellular level that says, I refuse to give up on what I've decided that I'm going to do. Give yourself a round of applause. Come on, bring it in, you level up. Bring it in, you level up. Dr. Howard Thurman come forth. He said, there's something in each and every one of you that waits and listens to the voice of the genuine in yourself. It will be perhaps the only guide you will ever have. And if you cannot hear it, all of your life, your days will be spent on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls. I submit to you that you came here and you said yes because you've decided in your heart of hearts, nobody's going to pull my strings. I say to you that you showed up and said yes because you've decided I'm going to pull my own strings. You've decided I'm going to control my own destiny. You decided I'm going to write my own check. You decided I'm going to be my own boss. Give yourselves a round of applause for that decision. Zig, come forth. Zig Ziglar said, if you give enough people what they want, they will give you what you want. Jim Rohn, come forth. When the end comes for you, let it find you conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Winston Churchill, speak to us. The truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but at the end, There it is. The truth of the matter is you've got greatness within you. The truth of the matter is you've got dreams in you. The water has broken. You've been pregnant a long time. It's now time to deliver and make it happen. Give yourselves a round of applause. I drove my mother in that area of North Miami Beach. I saw this house and I knew she would love this house. And when I drove by it, she said, "Leslie, slow down." Sure enough, the house that I thought she would love, she said, "Boy, if I lived in something like that, I would feel like Mrs. Rockefeller." I want you to think about a goal, a dream that you have, and I want you to take some steps as if you already had it. See, I took a picture of the house. I went and filled out an application. I didn't even have the down payment. But I started thinking that I already had it. You got to call forth those things that be not as though they were. And I started working to get the money to pay down on the house. You've got to start working as if you already crossed the stage. You've got to get your acceptance speech ready. You've got to get your mindset ready. You've got to get your prospect list, the number of people that you're going to talk to. If you have a list of 200, then put down a list of 600. But you've got to, and write this down, become a no matter what person. I decided I'm going to get this house for Mama. My mama loved that house. She said she'd feel like Mrs. Rockefeller. And I said, I'm going to make it happen no matter what. A no matter what person, no excuse is acceptable. No matter what person, you're willing to do whatever is required. And then I made it happen. Some of you have already had some things that happened for you that just out of the blue, that it came through. You didn't even know how, but it came through. You've been there. And I never forget driving Mama back past that big, beautiful mansion. And Mama said, "Leslie, slow down. Here's that house again." I said, "Mama, I'm glad you said that. I know the people who live there. Let's go in and say hello." She said, "You know them?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I do." So we pulled up to the house, and Mama at this time, she was 79. I went around and I opened the door for her, and she started walking with me. And she said, "Boy, you sure you know these people?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, Mama, I do." And so we got to the door, and I couldn't hold it any longer. I reached in my pocket, I put the key in the door, and turned it. I said, "Mrs. Rockefeller, this is your home." She said, "Leslie, what are you talking about?" I said, "Mama, this is yours. I bought it for you." I said, "It's fully furnished." I said, "I knew you would love it, and this is what I've been working on." And so she stuck her head in the door and said, "Anybody here?" I said, "There's no one here but us, Mama." I said, "Come on in." And as she walked around, she said, "Thank you, Jesus." Wow. "Leslie?" "Yes, ma'am." When Mr. Moss told me this lady had these twins that she wanted to give away and nobody wanted both of them, that they would take one, and I said, "I'll take both of them." And he took me out to meet her, and she said, "Are you the lady that want twins?" And I said, "Yes, I've never had any children." And she stood up and she put you in my arms, and it was a light blue blanket. And I remember kissing both of you. And I said, "Are you sure, lady?" And she said, "Yes." And we drove away. And I never thought, "You didn't have to do this." I said, "I know, Mama, I know. I wanted to, Mama, I wanted to. You didn't have to do this, Leslie. And you were such a problem child." I said, "I know, but I'm rich now." Let us say together, it's possible.
It's possible.
I can have my dream.
I can have my dream.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
I'm going to do what it takes.
I'm going to do what it takes.
I'm going to release negative relationships.
I'm going to release negative relationships.
It's possible.
It's possible.
I'm going to become more responsible.
I'm going to become more responsible.
It's hard,
It's hard,
but I can do hard.
but I can do hard.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
How many of you know your dream is worth it? Raise your hands. Nietzsche said, if you know the why for living, you can endure almost anyhow. President John F. Kennedy had a dilemma. The dilemma was, our goal was to beat the Russians to the moon. He called his cabinet. They were prepared to be there for weeks, if necessary, months. And he looked at one of the most brilliant scientists and said, Werner van Braun, what will it take for us to go to the moon? And they were prepared for a long lecture. And he spoke 5 words as the president looked at him. 5 words. He said, the will to do it. And based upon those 5 words, the will to do it, the president called a news conference and said, we're going to the moon in 10 years. We did it in less than 10 years. They didn't have a clue on how to do it. They didn't have a budget. The technology, computers did not exist. And he said to the world, we're going to do it. As you look at yourself, you've gone through training. You've seen people who've come across this stage. They're not exceptions. They are examples of what's possible for you. And there's something in your heart. As you get ready to fly back or to drive back, there's something in your heart that has said, I'm going to do this. And what will that take? What will that require? You've never done it before. Many of you, you've never been involved in before. Many of you, and many of you have been involved and failed. What will it take? The will to do it. In order for you to build a new future for yourself. The will to do it. What will it take to grow your organization? The will to do it. What will it take for you to begin to get that new home that you envisioned for yourself? The will to do it. What will it take for you to generate enough income so you can walk away from this job that is no longer you? The will to do it. I'm going to ask you a question, then I want you to say with conviction, the will to do it. What will it take for you to live the dream that you want to live?
The will to do it.
What will it take for you to earn enough money that you can tell your husband, baby, you don't have to go to work anymore?
The will to do it.
What will it take for you to generate enough income to say to your wife, you're going to have that vacation home and that car that you envision, and you don't have to hit another job forever? Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, I have the will to do it.
I have the will to do it.
I have the will to do it. I have the will to do it.
Everybody hold up your right index finger. You don't do anything else, do this. Hold up your right index finger. It's very important. Put it in your ear. Put it in your ear. Follow me on this. You have greatness in you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. You have the ability to speak to people and to present to people and to give people hope. You have the ability to build a powerful organization, to earn more money. You have the ability to reinvent yourself and to generate the next greatest expression of who God wants you to be. The best for you is now here right now. Your best years have not been lived yet. They're in front of you. And this is your time. This is your hour to change your life. You have the power to change your destiny. Take your finger out. I had you do that because I didn't want to go in one ear and out the other. Oh, behave. Mr. Brown, yes, sir. What do you want to do with your life, young man? I want to buy my mother a home. How do you plan to do that? I'd like to be a A disc jockey, sir. I listen to radio all the time. I like to be a disc jockey. He said, you got to be hungry. Let us say together, you got to be hungry.
You gotta be hungry.
Say it again.
You gotta be hungry.
I said, what do you mean by that? He said, people that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People that are hungry are willing to be unstoppable. People that are hungry believe, always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. People that are hungry are always looking for opportunities on how they can create something new for themselves. People that are hungry are selective of the people that they keep company with because they know you earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. People that are hungry know you're the smartest one in your group. You need to get a new group.
Just what he said just now.
So you want to be a disc jockey? I said, yes, sir. He said, I want you to listen to motivational messages every day. He said, be ye not conformed to this world, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are.
Yes.
He said, here's something else, write this down, OQP.
Only quality
Only
people.
quality people.
Woo.
You serious? Associate with only quality people.
Amen.
If you are serious about your goals, you don't want to be around people who don't have goals, who don't have dreams, who are operating within their comfort zone. You want to be around people who are managing their time. You want to be around people who are talking about where they're going and what it's going to take for them to get there. You want to be around people that will feed your energy, that you will motivate and encourage each other. I said, yes, sir. He said, here's something else, Mr. Brown. I said, what is it? He said, develop your communication skills. Because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. I can say to you as leaders, I can say to you as entrepreneurs, present as often as you can. Why? Because that will enable you to attract more people. You can volunteer and speak to organizations about your business, about the opportunities, about what you're doing and how it's going to be of value to them. And here's some tips when you speak. Write this down. When you speak, people are asking 3 questions. Who are you? What do you have? And why should I care? Who are you? What do you have and why should I care? And you as an entrepreneur, you want to be succinct and effective in telling people who you are so that you can develop a level of trust and confidence. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. When I started out, I've been telling you my story. Why? Because you need to get to know who I am in order for me to have a level of credibility. And some of you do this already. Here's something else, write this down. Never make a point without a story, and never tell a story without a point. When you're speaking, you must be strategic. As you talk about the product, as you talk about the business, as you talk about why you decided this is something for me, this is a fit for me. See, all of us can learn to do these things. And I can tell you that it generated millions of dollars. I had no idea. The ability to communicate will have that kind of power to influence. And so I followed the directions and many other techniques that he shared with me. And he said, I've done all I can do for you now, young man. It's time for you to go out into the marketplace. I went to apply for a job on Miami Beach. Milton Butterball Smith was the program director. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. He said, young man, you have any journalism in your background? I said, no, sir, I don't. You have any experience in broadcasting? I said, no, sir, I don't. But I would like to audition for you, sir. Just give me a shot. Let me show you how good I am. I visualize it every day. I practice every day. He said, no, we don't have any job for you. How many of you have been rejected? Raise your hands, please. I was devastated with rejection. I went back to Mr. Washington and said, Mr. Washington. He said, no. He said, don't take it personally. Most people are so negative, they have to say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, you got to be hungry. Go back again. I said, yes, sir. I went back again. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Weren't you here yesterday? Yes, sir, I was. Didn't I say no yesterday? Yes, sir, you did. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not somebody was laid off or somebody was fired, sir. No one was laid off or fired. Now get on out of here. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy, like I was seeing it for the first time. I said, hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Didn't you tell me this the other days? I said, yes. Didn't I say no? Yes, sir. Then why are you back today? I said, sir, I didn't know whether or not someone got sick or someone died, sir. No one got sick or died. No one was laid off or fired. Now don't you come back here again. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy, like I was seeing you for the first time. I said, hello, Mr. Waterfall, how are you? He looked at me with rage. He says, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. My favorite book says the greatest among you will be your servant. How many of you are serious about your goals? Raise your hands, please. Write this down. Provide more service than you get paid for. Provide more service than you get paid for. This is relationship marketing. This is not about pushing products. It's about listening, asking questions, being strategic and experiential in your communication process, getting to know people. What's their dream? What's stressing them out? What do they want out of life? What's got them under pressure? Getting to know them and sharing with them who you are and why you care about them. They used to say people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that caring, speaking from your heart, that caring, that communication from your heart, it makes a difference in how you can create the connection with people. And so it was interesting. So I became the errand boy for the disc jockeys. I just wanted to get my foot in the door. I would go get their lunch and their dinner, and I would watch them working the controls. I wanted to learn. Everybody repeat after me, please. I expect to reach my goals.
To reach my goals.
See, I was determined that one day I was going to be behind that microphone. So I was watching and learning everything that I can. You need to, I suggest, if you're not doing it already, watch and learn and implement the techniques and the strategies of what the leadership has been talking about. There's no secret to success. There's a system to success. The people who cross this stage, they're not exceptions. They are examples of what's possible for you if you're coachable, if you're willing to implement it, if you're willing to fail your way to success, because that's the name of the game. And then one weekend, they came out of the parking lot, and their cars were waxed and cleaned inside out. Hey, who did this? I did, sir. How much do you charge? Oh, nothing, sir. I just wanted to help out. Write this down. Build relationships. Give before you ask. I was building a relationship with them. And so I wanted them to see I'm a resourceful person. I'm a person that you can count on. I'm a go-to person. And so they said, look, Donna Ross and the Supremes and the Four Tops are coming to town. I want you to pick them up. Here are my car keys. And take them to the Fountain Blue Hotel on Miami Beach. I said, be my pleasure to serve you, sir. I was driving these entertainers and the disc jockeys, big long Cadillacs. I didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had some. Then one day, it was a Saturday afternoon, a disc jockey by the name of Rockin' Roger was drinking while he was on the air. Rockin' Roger began to slur his words. He's about to fall off the chair. It was a Saturday afternoon, and I was the only one there, looking at him through the control room windows, walking back and forth. Yo, ready,
Hungry.
and
Hungry.
I was saying, drink, rock, drink. Drink, rock. I'd have gone and get him some more if they'd asked me to. Then pretty soon the phone rang. It was the general manager. And I answered the phone. I said, hello? He said, young boy, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, will you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mom and my girlfriend Cassandra. I said, y'all come out on the front porch and turn on the radio. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes, and I called him back. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and segue the record, but don't you say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to get old Rock out of the way. I put on a fast record. I said, look out, this is me, LB, Triple P. Les Brown, your platter playing pop. There was none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. How many of you are hungry for your dreams? Stand up right now if you're hungry for your dreams. How many of you are hungry for a new life? How many of you are hungry to grow your income? How many of you are hungry to create this and make this the best year you've ever had? Shake at least 5 people's hand around yourself and say, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Get that right now.
Y'all hungry? Tell them you're hungry.
You may be seated.
That's okay.
You have to be hungry.
On the team page anyway.
You have to be hungry.
You hungry?
The average immigrant who comes to this country, who can't speak the language, who does not know the culture, have a 4-time greater chance of becoming a millionaire than the average American because they're hungry. When you're hungry, you have an achievement-driven mindset. When you're hungry, you don't allow weapons of mass distractions to stop you from pursuing your dream. When you're hungry, you're willing to learn. You're selective of your relationships. I don't know what you want to do. Here's what I know about you, and I don't know you. I used to be an audience just like you and listen to speakers, going to seminars, read books, and still do. And here's what I'd like to leave with you. I believe that dreams are from God. And a dream that's placed in your heart is also accompanied with the provision for the dream to become real. Don't try and figure it out. Don't try and be logical and practical and realistic. No. Commit yourself. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Don't try and convince people to do this business. A person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. They know who they are. They know they're not willing to do the work. Don't act desperate. You have a spiritual tribe. There's certain people, when I speak, they're going to hear me and respond. But you have an energy signature. There's certain people that when you speak, they're going to hear you, not in their ears, but in their heart. And they're going to respond. I'm telling you what I know. That's how I was able to buy the home for my mother, 10,000 square feet. I'm not telling you this to impress you, but to impress upon you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. So, everybody repeat after me, please. I'm grateful
I'm grateful
for this opportunity.
for this opportunity.
How many of you are grateful? Raise your hands, please. And here's something else that I suggest that you do. The person who recruited you, they saw something in you. You don't just recruit anybody. They saw greatness in you. And make sure you find them and thank them and say, I thank you for seeing the greatness in me. And we're going to go big. We're going to grow this thing together.
Yes. Sit on the beach together, babe. Yes.
I'd like to ask Tal to come to the stage and Alec to come to the stage. Let's give your visionary leadership a tremendous round of applause. Give them a tremendous round of applause. Yes. Let us hold your hands. Stand over there. Stand there, gentlemen. Face them. Everybody hold your hands toward them. Hold your hands toward them. Say, we love you.
We love you.
We believe in you.
We believe in you.
We see your heart.
We see your heart.
We feel your spirit.
We feel your spirit.
We know
We know
we're in the right place
we're in the right place
at the right time.
at the right time.
We respect your integrity.
We respect your integrity.
We're willing to do whatever it takes
We're willing to do whatever it takes
to grow this business
to grow this business
and make you proud
and make you proud
because we see you as a blessing.
because we see you as a blessing.
Give them another round of applause. So I like to leave this with you. I don't know what your goals are. Here's what I know. You're with two men who are honest, who believe in you, who created and structured an organization where people are working with one voice, one spirit. People are working to cooperate, not to compete with each other. People are working in unison to create something that's powerful. Your voice is needed. More people died in the United States last year from traffic accidents, from suicide than traffic accidents. Something's wrong with that. We live in the greatest country on the planet, and you're a part of an organization that's giving people hope and methods that allows them to create a life for themselves. So, how many of you like positive messages? Raise your hands, positive messages. I want you to go to my Facebook, brown.less. And every day we have a new motivational message. And some of you have seen some flyers that we have in your seat. And those of you who get this product, we're going to teach you techniques on how to become an effective communicator. How many like to learn how to tell your story? Raise your hands, please. Very good. We're going to share with you simple, practical steps that I've learned that will help you to grow your business and have explosive growth. I believe in these two gentlemen. I speak for a lot of organizations, and I have respect for them. I talk with friends who are part of this business. You're in the right place at the right time. And so I'd like to leave this with you. And I don't know what your goals are. I don't know what your dreams are, but my mother loved this. And I'm so glad that you have part of your program of your social contribution. Mama was a 22-year breast cancer conqueror. Leslie, yes ma'am, Mama. Say a thing for me, boy, that makes me feel good. I dedicate this to you and to your dream, that dream that's in your heart. It says simply this: if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, And life seems useless and worthless without it. And if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish, or gulf, sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you'll get it. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. God bless you. God bless America. God bless Texas. Thank you very much.
Let's go!